I really don't, though. I
speech.
fucking hate this country.
Remember this girl?
That's why I say leave.
I hate it, and I'm not
That's why I say leave.
I'm staying here because there's shit that needs to be fixed here, so that's why I'm staying.
Okay, then
All
you
right?
don't. But you don't fix it by breaking the laws.
Because we need to get rid of all y'all.
Edith Macias stole that guy's MAGA hat when she was at UC Riverside, and we are going to save the world, one badly written page at a time. A great place to start will be with Edith Macias's biog, so let's get to it. Edith Macias is now an artist in residence at the University of Arizona's Institute for LGBT Studies, and she has written, evidently, her own artist's bio page. Let's take a look and see if we can, save the world by fixing her bio page. So, I believe I'm now sharing it with you. Here she is. Now, we're going to hit a snag right at the top. Institute for LGBT Studies. Down here at the end, however, they're now calling themselves the Institute for LGBTQ plus Studies. That's something she apparently has no control over. This is part of a template, I guess. The Institute for LGBT, whatever it is, Studies, needs to update all of its internet assets. Probably it's stationary, everything, because when an organization changes its name, that's something you have to do. You have to go through and change everything. All your artwork, your logo, everything. So that's something for the University of Arizona to get on, please. See, and this is also kind of a problem with this whole LGBT thing, because really, you keep adding letters, and people are going to have to keep on changing their logos. God, that flag has been redesigned so many times, so the bunny selves, the unicorns, whatever, you might have to, I think people like the Institute of LGBT Studies actually might want you to kind of calm it down. Let us read what Edith has written. All right. I'm going to pull this into a Word document to make it easier to work with. Okay, here we are in Word. She starts with her pronouns, they, them. Edith Macias is a trans non-binary, okay, little known fact, you do not hyphenate words with non. Non-binary artist from South East Los Angeles. Okay, is it South or is it East? It's Southeast, so one word, please. Southeast Los Angeles, this is not a letter, this is not a job application, whatever, California. This is really going to be hard. They double majored. That should be hyphenated, by the way, because double majored, that is an adverb and a verb. They double majored in ethnic studies and anthropology from that's where they did it, at the University of California, Riverside. Chata is a visual artist who is learning to love their, it's really hard, who is learning to love their art as it comes. Okay. You cannot expect you don't tack on a hyphen to the last letter and then let it dangle out there in the breeze. What? Okay, no. Look, this should be an M dash. You need the mighty M dash to give you that big, could I do it or not? Oh, there. To give you that big break there. To love their art as it comes. No signature style, no expectations, just doing. They've tapped into mediums. How can an artist possibly say mediums? It's media. They've tapped into media like watercolor, oil pastels, and digital design. Point of information. Is design a medium? Is design itself a medium? I'm going to go ahead and query the author here. Please clarify. Is design a medium? Sometimes you just have to ask because, I don't know what they meant. As someone who lives with chronic anxiety and PTSD to the point that they can't capitalize it. As someone who lives with chronic anxiety and PTSD, okay, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. We have here a dangling modifier. Someone who lives with chronic anxiety and PTSD is Chata. She doesn't say so yet, but we know it's Chata. Someone who lives with chronic anxiety and PTSD, creative expression. See, Chata has to be the subject of this sentence. We are modifying Chata someone who lives with chronic anxiety and PTSD. But instead, what does she have as the subject of her sentence here? Creative expression. Creative expression does not live with chronic anxiety and PTSD. Chata. Oh, look what you made me do. Chata. As someone who lives with chronic anxiety and PTSD, Chata, whatever, finds that creative expression serves as a method for emotional regulation and healing. Oh, my gosh, and fixing that serves as a method of emotional regulation and healing for me, too. In spite of their experience with housing insecurity early on in the pandemic, Chata used their time to further explore their artistry by experimenting with new mediums, again, media, and trying new styles. They dedicate their art to the youth in their life, who remind them that a 10-second doodle, I think I'm going to let 10 stand here. However, this should be hyphenated. A 10-second doodle can make someone's day. To Adrian, comma, whose doodles he gifts them remind Chata that they are... To Adrian, whose doodles he gifts them. Okay, evidently what she means is that Adrian gives doodles to Chata, and they make Chata feel, and they remind Chata that she is or they are loved. Okay, so to Adrian, whose doodles he gifts them. To Adrian, whose doodles, there, I can't even. To Adrian, whose gift of doodles reminds Chata, because this is gift reminds, whose gift of doodles reminds Chata that they are loved. To Brandon, whose love for glitter and the color black inspire creativity in Chata's heart. Okay, these two last sentences, I will go ahead and they're actually sentence fragments. I will let the fragmentation stand because it's just in the interest of poetic license. Okay, continuing. Illustration. Okay, we know it's an illustration, but usually you give the medium, like you say, oil on canvas or whatever. This is awkward. Shows a cartoon. Let's just get on with the caption. A cartoon version of myself. In the bottom left corner of the page. No, okay. When you're standing in front of a painting in a gallery, it doesn't say an oil on canvas of hanging on the wall in front of you. We don't. A cartoon version of myself smoking a CBD. Gosh, this girl just CBD. Smoking a CBD cigarette on the upper right hand corner. You know, you can take out hand, the upper right. By the way, that's in the upper right, and this has to be, this is hyphenated, this upper right and lower left and all this. In the upper right corner is a sketch of my 2 baby siblings and my niece among stars. Cigarette smoke is rising toward the sky. Inside the drawing of myself, my brothers, and my niece. Who is in this painting? 2 baby siblings, niece and a partridge in a pear tree, brothers. Okay. The siblings are the brothers, apparently. Use the same terminology. Don't be confusing. It was getting awfully crowded in this painting for a while there. Drawing. Cigarette smoke is rising toward the sky. Inside the drawing of myself, my siblings, and my niece is a letter. Highlighted red text reads, protect your spirit, and I love you. Now, regardless of whether there's a period in that painting, there is a period here. On this side of the Atlantic, it comes inside the quotation mark. All this is on a solid dark blue sky. Remove that thing. Click on thumbnails below. Well, there's only one thumbnail. Click on thumbnails for full images. Okay, there we are, Chata. That's a pretty bloody looking page. And let's get back to that web page because I think it has some layout problems. Yeah, here we are. You know, this whole description here would normally be below the image, especially because There's 2 images and only 1 description. By the way, let's proofread this. Oh yeah, protect your spirit, I love you. Okay. Well, here's the siblings and the niece, and here's the other one. I want to. That's someone's thumb down there. Cut the darn thing out and fill it in with white. That's silly. Oh gosh. Anyway, how the heck do I get out of here? Oh my God, I'm in an infinite loop. I'll try reloading the page. Okay. Yeah, I think this page needs to be relayed out so we can get the description under the one illustration that does have a description, and maybe I don't know, fit the whole thing, or so get the full thing so we can see the I love you and the protector spirit. So Chata, I hope I've given you some tools to, more articulately go out and get rid of all us all. Get rid of all us all. Language, you will find, is a good weapon in committing genocide. Now, heaven only knows if Edith is going to choose to benefit from my assistance, but if anyone out there would like me to take a look at about 250 words or so of anything you've written, anything you've got to show someone, well, go ahead and send it to me, and we'll do it. We'll do it right here on the show, and of course I will protect your privacy. Everything will be anonymous, although the entire world will see. But yeah, go ahead and send me whatever you've got. If I don't get anything from anyone out there, well, then I'll keep on picking on famous people. In the meantime, live in literacy.